you ready to take your foraging skills to the next level? Whether you're a beginner or have some experience, I'm going to be sharing some essential tips for you today on how to forage like a pro. Tip number 1, know your environment. Every ecosystem has its own unique plants and resources, so it's important to understand where you're foraging. Forests, meadows, wetlands, and coastal areas all support different types of edible and medicinal plants. You want to make sure you research the area you're going to. In researching the area you're going to, you always want to make sure that you've looked up the weather for the day so you can be prepared. That you also want to look up a map of the area you're going to be foraging in. Alltrails.com is a really good place to go to if you haven't heard of it before. You can get download offline maps with terrain features, topographic maps, and you could also back that up with taking some screenshots of some Google Maps. But you want to be prepared for what you're going into, whether it's a public park. Some parks are very large, like this one here is there's multiple square miles, and so if I got lost, it could take me a while to get out. So you just want to be oriented with the places you're going to and make sure you have everything you need: water, food, and just basic stuff like that. You also want to be aware of the seasonal availability of the types of things you're foraging for. Whether you're foraging in a dense forest or a sunny meadow, knowing the plants that thrive in that ecosystem are going to help you make safer choices and just make you more successful. Tip number 2, learn how to identify plants safely. One of the most important skills in foraging is plant identification. You don't want to make a mistake when it comes to wild edibles, so make sure you know exactly what you're picking. You want to build up your library of plant identification books. Use multiple resources to help you identify plants. Plant identification books, plant ID apps, and getting that advice from an expert are some great ways to start helping you learn to identify plants. You also want to be aware of some of the common lookalikes for some of the plants you might be foraging for. Tip number 3, harvest responsibly and sustainably. You only want to take what you need. Follow the rule of thirds. A good rule is to take no more than 1/3 of any plant population in an area. This ensures that a plant can regenerate and continue to thrive. By treating the land with gratitude and respect, foraging becomes way more than just a skill. It's an awesome way to connect with the world around us in a meaningful way. Hey, real quick before we get to tip number 4, if you're interested in plant foraging, wildcrafting, perennial plants, permaculture, how to make something like this basket right here, then I have something on my channel for you. Hit that subscribe button. Tip number 4, ensure that you have the right tools to go foraging. Obviously you need something to put your forage plants in, so a basket or bag, something breathable is going to be good. A sharp knife or scissors is really helpful for foraging. And especially when you're learning, it's a great idea to take a field guide along with you to help you with plant identification in the field. And depending on what you're harvesting, it could also be helpful to bring a pair of gloves along with you. Tip number 5, respect local foraging laws and regulations. In some areas, foraging is restricted or prohibited to protect rare species or ecosystems. You definitely want to make sure you get permission to go on private property. Leave no trace, sucker. Respect the environment by leaving no trash behind and disturbing the area as little as possible. Responsible foraging means being respectful of the land and communities around you. Tip number 6. Practice gratitude and connection with the land. Slow down. Take some time to enjoy the process of foraging. Pause, observe, and connect with your surroundings. Give thanks in some way that resonates with you. Hey, thanks for joining me today. If you have any other essential tips you want to share, drop them in the comments below.